game for MMM Nigeria for the Guardian School batch 3AS is a task given to us to present a business game titled The Establishment of MMM in the Republic of Thailand. We'll be given a task, about 4 tasks. But before we go on the task, we have to have a brief introduction as regards what the Thailand economy is all about. So the Thailand economy in brief, the Thai economy is the world 20th largest by nominal GDP and the 27th largest by GDP as at present. It became a newly industrialized country and a major exporter in 1990s. Manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism are the leading sector of the economy. It is considered a middle power in the region and around the world. Thailand is the world 54th largest country. It is the 20th most populous country in the world with around 66 million people. The capital is the largest and it's called Bangkok. Now, since we know that Thailand is an emerging economy, so definitely it's going to be an industrialized country. In 2013, GDP of $673 billion. Thailand is the second largest economy in the Southeast Asian after Indonesia. Thailand ranks midway in the wealth spread in the Southeast Asian, and it is the 4th richest nation according to GDP per capita. As we now know, this will be a good place for MMM to actually progress. So let's look at the strengths, the weakness, the opportunity, and the threats of the Republic of Thailand. Under the strengths, number 1 is a fast-growing economy with potential for domestic market. They have a very voluminous domestic market, that is homemade products. So as such, there won't be problem getting participants from that region. Secondly, the average standard of living is not too high. Everybody can live at an average level without having to, suffer most, just like we have it in some poor nations. Then we have high quality of digital content production, service equipment, post-production, and manpower. If you go to the Wikipedia of Thailand, realize that they are into a lot of automobile engines. They are also into car production. They are into bicycles, etc. Number 4, variety of manufacturing company and facility service, which I've actually identified earlier before. Then lastly, we have high direct revenue from tourism, forming about 20.2% of Thailand tourism. Now, weakness. Low capacity for human resources development company. 2, limited financial resources and loans for private investors and company. 3, regulations are mostly issued with an effort to control the industry. And lastly, there is no international regulation as to regulating the company. Now, number 3 is opportunity. Multilingual speaking nation with languages such as Thai, English, and China. That means there are a lot of multinationalities will be there. Definitely the Chinese will be there, and people from the English countries will also be there. Then 3, Thailand is the largest newspaper market in Southeast Asia with an estimated circulation of over 13 million copies daily in 2013. Number 3, a massive high population mainly comprising of the youth. Then let's talk about the threats. Number 1, they have a low GDP per capita. That is, the personal people have a low GDP per capita. Now, number 2, unstable. Yes, sir. Yes. I'm sorry, it's 2003. Thank you very much. So let's continue. Then based on the threats, low GDP per capita. Number 2, unstable electricity supply in some location in the country. Number 3, an early stage of 3G internet broadband with a limited speed of 7 to 10 megabyte per second for internet speed. Number 4, they still lack legal enforcement to support copyright. And let's go to the task of the day. Now, we receive the information needed in order to become a manager and a leader in MMM global community. Now, we have some important tasks to actually overcome. And the first task is we are faced with a new country, a new environment, and which we are supposed to develop MMM Global there. This country is going to be Republic of Thailand, and thank God we've actually stated the SWOT analysis of Thailand, and we've spoken about the potentials that are available in Thailand as a republic. Now, as a starting resources, we have resource given to us. We have internet facility. We have a team that is made of about 22 members. We have a knowledge received in the country, in the school, that is in the guidance school, having been equipped with the knowledge of guidance school. Number 4, we have a capital of $50,000. So we are given 1 hour to develop a plan of activities for a week. We are supposed to specify the number of registration and the deposits we are expecting over this period. Now this is important. $50 is given only once. Later on, you should use the free resources from the system. I hope we are following with the presentation. Okay. Now, Task 1 progress plan. Our aim is to establish MMM Global Community in Thailand with the name MMM Thailand, to reach participant registration of at least 4,000 in a week with minimum deposit of $50. Number 3, to establish a wide sensitization through advertisements. Now the action plan. Part of the action plan is we are going to make a public sensitization through mass media such as newspaper, television, radio, and other media outlets. Number 2, seminar presentation in strategic region of the country. At least 10 seminars will be conducted within a minimum audience of 400 per participation. Number 4, distribution of souvenirs to facilitate a wide reach of intending participants. Now, what are our target? The audience we are targeting at. Number 1, we talk about the stock firm, the private firm owners, the students, the bloggers, the internet marketers, the unemployed citizens, and the social workers. As we all know, that in the world today, the people that are actually affected with sufferness, with hunger, are the unemployed and the social workers. So that will be our target. Number 2, we target a level of participants registration at an average of 3,000 participants in a week. Number 3, amount of deposit targeted will be between $50 to $100 per capita. But that does not mean that we cannot get more than $50 or $100. Because as time goes on, we realize that some people are willing to actually, donate as much as that based on whatever they have to provide help. Now, what are the budgets of the task? The budget are hotels. We need 20 rooms. Since we don't need to sleep in the same room, there must be comfortableness of the crew that will be carrying out the project. So 200 rooms. We have at the rate of $200 each, make $4,000. The transport is 4 buses per week at the rate of $160, giving us $640. We have projector and a screen. We are going to buy one since we don't need to be borrowing. We buy one which we are going to use all through the whole campaign until we are stable. Even when we continue to use it, it's $1,100, 25 cents. Number 4, we have a bulk SMS, souvenirs, jingles. You can see the units we are going to make available, about $12,000 to give us $32. There's a correction there, which I'm going to correct now. It should be $12, not 32 for the second place. So let's look at number 7. Number 6, video coverage, 7 days, $40, giving us $280. Number 7, t-shirts. Number 8, or number 9, pens. Number 10, the snack, the drink, and the food. 11, sound system, and 12, ad hoc. I don't need to read through. When you look at it, you realize that you do your multiplication, you are going to get the same amount. Now, number 8, the summary of the task. This is a summary of the allocated budget, including the expenditure and the amount that is left as balance. The budget is $50,000. Expenditure is $27,250 with a point of 59 cents. The balance is $22,749. Can we proceed? I hope it is clear. Good. So actually we believe that the task 1 is for the first week. So anything from task 1 from the first week we start getting participants. Now let's look at task 2. A week has passed. You are a foreman. The average contribution of a participant to the structure is around $300. Under the regulation, we are speculating between $50 to $100, but the task 2 is telling us that we must have an average participant donating $300. Under the regulation of Global, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participants payments starting with the first contribution. Your task is to circulate how many new members and contributions you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payment to the older participant. It is necessary to write down your plan of action for the next 3 weeks under the above conditions stated. Point out what resources you need and how you are going to use them, the number of the new participants and money raised during this period, what extra costs you will have, and how to attract them. Now let's look at how to carry out the task 2. Number 1, pay older participants the interest and capital. The interest and the capital. The number of participants that need to join has to pay older participants. That is, the new people coming in, we have to pay people that are already in the system. Now, method of approach. If on the average level, a participant donates $300 and we're able to get 3,000 participants that are registered, when you look at it, the amount we are going to generate for the participants will be $3,000, $300 times 3,000 participants, which will give us $900,000. So if the Mavro growth rate is 30%, when you calculate it, you are going to get $270,000. If we are giving a registration bonus of $20, definitely by the time you multiply with 3,000 participants, we are going to get $60,000. Now the total growth will be equal to the 30% growth rate plus the capital, which will be the sum of $900,000 plus $270,000 plus $60,000. So everything, I made a mistake. It will be 30% growth plus capital plus registration bonus. That will be $900,000 plus $270,000 plus $60,000 will give us $1,230,000. I stand to be corrected anyway because calculator may make mistake. When you go through it, you get to do some correction. Total amount needed, by the time you sum it, you are going to get, will not be amount that we are going to need to stabilize the system will not be the amount that the money has grown, which is $1,230,000 minus the amount that was generated, which is $900,000. So we are going to need $330,000 to balance the system. Are you with me? So it means that we are going to need participants needed to contribute that 330 that is left now, because the jingles will still be going on and we're going to get more participants. Will be $330,000 divided by the 300 average donation that we expect from each participant. So we need 1,100 participants into the system. So by God's grace, if in a week we are getting 3,000 participants on a constant level, definitely we have gotten more than the required amount, because by the time you say new member for 3 weeks, that will be 3,000 members times 3 give us 9,000 members, and 9,000 members is far greater than what? 1,100 what? Members. So in that case, the system will be what? Stable. You can see it's needed to pay the first batch. Therefore, the system will be stable. Are you getting me now? Because the number of participants are wide much. There will be more of cash inflow than cash outflow, which is the principle upon which MMM is being sustained. And as you can see today in Nigeria, that's the reason why Nigeria is on pause mode. For us to stabilize the system, there must be a balance between the GH and the PH. In most times, the PH must be more than the GH. Now let's look about the resources needed to capture new members. You train interested members as group, organize more seminars, create more public awareness, use social media to publicize. This will reduce the cost in summary. Now the expenses on seminars and public awareness will be, we are going to make another expenses on that, because before we have a balance of $22,000 out of the $50,000. We have a balance of $22,000, $22,749 left. So if we make expenses or make provision for public awareness of $3,336,000, we are still going to be having enough in our reserve for the budget, which will be left with $19,413,000. And the next slide, task 3. The times 3 naira a month, we assume that the system is already stable and things are going on fine. Like we have